Righty. Ooh, there we go. Should be good here in just a moment. Hoping to get a notification. Damn, I can't use YouTube on my playback anymore. Gotta open my other one. Yeah, that's okay. All right, how's it going, everybody? Hopefully there's people here. I wonder if anyone's going to show. Versus 49ers beating Broncos 55-10. Yeah, that could be one of them. You have the Broncos losing to Seattle as a really good option. What's up, Jacob? However, you could consider the Patriots Broncos, but I think that's a little bit of a, I don't know. I think that's more along the lines of people just don't what the fuck? Hold on a second, what the fuck? Sorry, I had to refresh this. There we go. 16-7, Colts versus Jets. You have the Patriots, Rams, 13-3. But I don't know. I always like to contend that lower scoring games doesn't necessarily mean that it was a bad game. Because it could be two things. It could be bad offense, or it could be really good defenses just kind of shut down the offense, right? And then it's like, is that a bad game, or is that just like defense won the game? Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I don't know. But people seem to kind of take it as a bad thing. Tomorrow is going to be interesting in the NBA. Oh, is tomorrow the trade deadline? Hell, even the first Super Bowl was kind of a dud, 35-10. This is a smoke job. 33-14, not exactly great. 23-7. I feel like all these are like infinitely worse than 13-3. Because it indicates one team just got the shit beat out of them. Oh, Lakers, it's his Lakers debut. Oh, shit. That'll be fun. But yeah, you can kind of start wondering and start seeing like, oh, okay, these are the, you have a 16-13 game between the Colts and Cowboys. Is that much worse? Is that worse than 13-3, 16-13? Is 14-7 worse than 13-3? Or is it basically the same thing between the Dolphins and at the time the Redskins? And with these lower score games, again, I don't necessarily know if two low scores indicate a bad game. Because again, it could be the offenses came out and didn't do much. Defenses weren't really that relevant. And, that's all that really came of it. Garland, a heartbreaker, half-court game winner. Oh, shit, really? Damn. Yeah, typical. 3-0 Super Bowl? That would be a pretty bad one. It's just like neither team did anything except just kick a field goal. So do you guys know the story of why Paul Brown was such an effective coach? I know this is kind of a random aside, but there's a reason that a guy, that Paul Brown, I believe that's who the Browns are named after. One of the things he did when he first started coaching was, I believe he took the Browns and then won, or he was with another team before he came to the Browns, won a whole shitload of games in like the AAFL, and then he went over to the Browns in like the NFL at the time, might have been the AFL, and then won 3 straight championships with the Browns, and then of course Bobby Lane popped in, and mainly it just came on like the kicking, right? Like that's kind of like what he changed about football. He was like the first coach to ever be like, oh shit, we could just like kick the ball and win. So they went and got like Lou Garza, Lou the Toe, the offensive lineman who kicked the ball. That's why, by the way, like Lou Garza, whenever you see him, doesn't look like a traditional kicker. They just kind of found a lineman who can kick the shit out of the ball, and that was like, he was like the first kicker, really. Because a lot of those Browns teams and the team that he was coaching prior would win by like 3 points at a time. Fun history. What up, Kenny? Patriots Giants. That was a pretty good one. That was only a 14-10 affair. But again, we have games like 27-10. Is that really a good Super Bowl? Not really. 38-9. Like, is this game actually, like, is 13-3 worse than 38-9 or 46-10? Oh shit, my team's involved in that game too. Yeah, like you can even use that one. Yeah, look at that shit. Are we sure 13-3? Because again, that's kind of always been like the popular current day trend. Pete's going back to the Mets. Oh, that's not too surprising. That might be one of the worst Super Bowl losses of all time. So I don't know. It's always kind of an overrated thing when someone says the Patriots-Rams game was the worst of all time. It might be one of the worst modern Super Bowls, depending on, again, what you prefer in football. If you're one of them people that are like, I really need to see like a ton of scores. Like I need constant touchdowns. I need like 45-42 for it to be a good game, even though you can see here most Super Bowls are kind of like weirdly close, but also kind of blowouts. It's just like that, like, how it goes. Yeah, you have the 49ers beating the Broncos 55-10. That's probably the worst. That one right there, a 45-point blowout in Super Bowl 24. Yeesh. Right after the Niners, Niners almost had their three-peat right there. All the Niners did was win through this time period. Look at this. 1, 2. When will we see the NFC North back in the Super Bowl? Next year when the Lions go. Then you have the Bills 4 straight losses. That was a rough run. Lost every single game to the NFC East. Isn't that wild? How the NFC East just kind of seems to own the AFC East in the Super Bowl. Well, yeah, 49-26 is rough. That might be the Chargers' only appearance in the Super Bowl, too, and they just got their shit pushed right in. Not great. Yep, Giants. Also, the Eagles got one over the Patriots, so that's at least one. Yeah, maybe the Chargers will get back there in some weird day. Crazy. The Packers won a Super Bowl 35-21. Then they went back the year after and lost 31-24 in a stunning display of mirror scores. 2004, 2018. Hola, amigos. Es la semana del Super Bowl. Con 7-9. 59. I don't want to talk about that one. Kenny's like, we could just move past 31-24. That's not even a bad score. That's not that bad. Super Bowl 59 week. Oh, I thought you were suggesting 59 was the worst. I was like, I don't know. That could be a really good game, actually. Shit. I don't know. It's fun to think about, like, what is actually, like, theoretically the worst ever Super Bowl. And it's probably something that, it's probably that 49ers versus, who the hell did they destroy? Was it the Chargers? No, the Broncos. 55-10. Yeesh. No, I think it seems like Super Bowl 24 was a lot worse at 55-10 and 13-3. Again, that's an absolute horrific score. Get fucking cheeked up in the Super Bowl. You're gonna buy pizza or something for the Super Bowl? That sounds pretty good. 31-9. I don't know. 9 and 10 points really aren't that different, but like 31 and 55 are tremendously different. You know? I don't know. We'll figure out what we're doing for the Super Bowl. Still a couple days away. I'm not sure what I'm gonna eat. What do we got? 23-16 is a really good fun score. 20-17 is really good. The first Patriots Super Bowl win. What else we got? We got the Raiders and Bucks. Ugh. And the Patriots won the next two. Pretty much every single Patriots game is an instant classic in the Super Bowl. You have the Patriots winning 20-17, 32-29, 24-21, losing 17-14. Every Super Bowl we popped up in is fucking amazing. I'm telling you, Patriots might have the 3 greatest Super Bowl games ever, or 4. Our win versus the Falcons, our win versus the we might have 5 of the greatest Super Bowl wins of all time. You gotta think about it, like the only one that wasn't super exciting. No, that Rams one sucked. The Rams one was the worst one out of all of our Super Bowl wins, basically just because there's like a reality to a situation, right? Like one of these games is going to eventually not be a field goal game. But I think even our losses in this era were close. 21-17, a 4-point game. Beat Seattle by 4. Beat Atlanta by a touchdown, well, barely a touchdown. Lost to the Eagles by 8. Again, everything's kind of within one score and right by one another. I think Little Caesar still should have the that one deal. The St. Brown discount code or whatever they're doing. Yeah, a long time ago. One of the greatest Super Bowls ever conceived. 2017. Like how everyone is going crazy about the NFL removing the end racism in the end zone. If anyone cared about it before. Well, to be fair, Fernando, literally nothing is happening in football. Like it's like dead. Which is rare for a Super Bowl. Like my channel usually doesn't die this quick. You know what I mean? I'm kind of used to the way, like, if you haven't noticed, I haven't really complained much about the channel. I'm like, hey, can you guys come watch the channel, please? And that's more along the lines of like, it's the end of the football season. Everybody kind of pans out and is sick of it at this point. However, this year was very fast. Like 2 weeks ago, we were like hitting we were back up into the double digits. I have a stream with like 200 views on it. And it wasn't like a live reaction. It was like just legitimately just a football stream. And it's like, it's like the Super Bowl matchup happened and everybody went, yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm all checked out now. Like, I feel like I could do a baseball stream and it would be way more fruitful. But yeah, Fernando, it's also because it seems like there's no news this offseason so far. It's been like all the coaches got hired and it was like yeah, I might do a baseball stream tomorrow night, to be fair. Just kind of get everybody up, because I mean we're pretty close to spring training now. Yeah, it's not even really the end of the month. The 22nd is when baseball games begin. That's what, at least when the Tigers' first game is, 22nd, Saturday. Be there or you're gay. Aren't they putting a tracker on the ball and kicking the chain crew? No. If they do, and I think this is something that's going to happen this year, I think they are going to put a tracker in the ball now. And the option for using that will be there. They still want to use the chain gang, and I think it's going to be used. But like, if there's like a coach that like goes, "Hey, I don't like that fucking spot," I'm pretty sure they can just have it like checked. I think that's the way they're gonna do it going forward. That way, it's also kind of quiet and not like embarrassing the refs. You know what I mean? Like, because I know this sounds weird, but like, I don't think we should be insultive to the referees. Like, they have a weirdly hard job. Um, and if you honestly go look at like what their report cards are, like most of these guys are calling the games like some absurdly correct, like 96, 97% of the time they're getting the correct call, which is for a game as fast as like, have you guys ever seen like even college football in like the person, you've seen it like the game live, you would know that there's this incredible speed to the game. Even at the college level, I've never actually gone to like an NFL game in person. I can only imagine it's so much faster what's happening. Hopefully, Kenny. Hopefully, imagine another 22-10 spring training game. That'd be fun. 20 plus burgers in the MLB. There could be. It'd be fun. There's just too many obvious. Yeah, but it's. I think a lot of people also, Fernando, to kind of comment on that a little bit. While I do agree that like they do miss calls, it's like if Team A has a missed call and Team B has a missed call, does that matter ultimately? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, say he misses 6 calls in the game and it was 3 either way, or it was 4 and 2. Is that ultimately like a big deal then? One extra penalty or maybe 2 penalties went in favor of one team and it got him like an extra 10 yards twice. I don't know if that's a big deal. I don't know if that actually really impacts the game to any measure that the NFL would ever give a fuck. You know, like, and I don't mean like to like be rude to say that, but like just to be kind of emphatic, and like, I don't know if the NFL would care enough about 2 calls going one way. Sorry, sometimes you just get bad, you know what I mean? Now you have rare outlier cases like the Lions, uncomfortably the Patriots. Who else gets fucked by the officials? The Saints usually are really fucking hoed by well, the Saints kind of got it. The Saints did a bunch of dumb shit in the mid to late 2000s where it was like, yeah, you guys got what you deserve, fucking retards. Bounty gating. Hit on the Chiefs, nitpicking every call they get, but for example, the Saints no PI call. There are so many unacceptable missed calls recently. To an extent, yeah, but I don't know if they're unacceptable. To be fair, I think even the Chiefs kind of get the short end of the stick on calls to some degree because the officials are like kind of afraid to call everything that should be called. And often when I see the Chiefs get calls, outside of like some of the Mahomes shit, but that's a lot of flopping going on, which is something the NFL desperately needs to address, which is I think will cure a lot of people's anxieties, is if the NFL says no more taunting or like no more flopping. It's the same rule as taunting. You can get ejected for it. Or same rule as a personal foul. If you taunt, it's a personal foul penalty. Foomp, and you get one more, you're out of the game. Like, that's how they got to deal with it. They got to be immediately aggressive on it and don't even like play around with it. And that's a 15-yard. It's the same penalty as a intentional grounding. If you do a flop, you lose 15 yards and a down. Bye-bye. That's rough. Because that's bad for the game. Like, flopping is inherently a bad thing. It's a terrible look for a sport. It's sort of I don't know, it's just bad. I don't know. There's no like positive to it. It's just like, ugh. Don't do that. Don't become that. Even recent Super Bowls have all been very good, right? 25-22, 38-35, 23-20. Brady blew out the Chiefs for whatever reason, so that's kind of an outlier. 31-10 kind of sucks. Actually, they were good games. I don't know. Brady was getting to some weird Super Bowls at the end of the career there. You know, one thing I always think about with Buffalo, but like I'm seeing people nitpicking the tiniest calls. A KCO lineman grabs someone's jersey for a second. Everyone yelled. Yeah, no, Fernando, I agree with you 100%. People are overzealous on Kansas City. It's stupid to some degree. And I tend to side with Chiefs fan. What's up, Spears? Tomorrow's the award ceremony. Ooh, yeah. I guess what we're watching tomorrow night, boys. Guess who might have a good stream tomorrow night? Of like 10 people, it'll be a good time. Yeah, we'll cover the awards ceremony. That's like a tradition on the channel. I forgot about that. Hell yeah. You hate the Royals? Same here. Yeah, again, it's a weird off season right now, Fernando. Crazy how fast 8 years have gone by. Yeah, I know. The first Super Bowl we streamed here on the channel was in February 3rd of 2019. Pretty crazy. So let's see. How many years have we been doing this? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our 6th Super Bowl. Pretty nutty. But yeah, the Falcons Patriots Super Bowl, I can't believe it was 8 years ago. And the quality of the Super Bowl has gone down every year. No, I'm just kidding. Again, the last couple of Super Bowls have been really good. Really close games, tight scores. That's what you want to see out of the Super Bowl. You don't really want to see like a nasty blowout in a Super Bowl where you're like, ugh. Again, I'm telling you, you'd much rather see this score than this score again. You know what I mean? 13-3 will forever be a better score than a 55-10 fucking emulsification of a team. I was trying to think of a better word, but I was like, that's a good word. Emulsifying them. They mushed them and made them easier to chew. And then pooped them out. And then we're like, all right, we'll take you on as this. And the Broncos were like, all right, we're going to try for a dynasty. And they failed to get it. Really close. Actually, they were a dynasty of losing, to be fair. I know we're just defending the refs, but I got bad news. The ref from the Patriots-Dolphins game is the head ref for the Super Bowl. Good, maybe he might fuck the Chiefs. I don't know. Kenny Pickett is going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, he could win the Super Bowl. It would be very funny for the Eagles only if Hurts unfortunately goes down. That's not the funny part. That would be tragic. But like Kenny Pickett comes in and wins the Super Bowl. That'd be very funny. It'd be good comedy because then the Eagles would have another weird quarterback situation on their head. It's almost like they have a curse like you can win the Super Bowl, Eagles, but it's going to cost your starting quarterback. What do you mean? Because you're going to make a weird decision about what to do with this, and then if you stick with the starter, we're going to take him away anyway. You always have to wonder how much different life would have been for those Eagles had they oh damn, we're down to 0 people. They took all my viewers away. I mean, he could get a Super Bowl ring this year, Spears, if the Eagles win that game. Yeah, it's telling me I got 0 people watching. That's pretty crazy. I guess everyone's gone. It's always nice. I'm not even watching the stream technically. It probably will. It'll just start taking away viewers. Yeah, but we just feel you don't actually have anyone watching, actually. You actually owe us viewers, to be fair, actually. It'd be so funny if the Eagles commit the most obvious penalty ever, something like the Rams. If I call and the refs just don't call it, everyone will be confused and won't know how to hate on Kansas City. Oh, they will. They'll just be like, Kansas City deserves it. Fernando, do you remember what happened to us? What happens to us every time we get a bad call? What happens? They say we deserve it. People don't care. We won't change up. No. If the Eagles went on a bad call, they'll be like, justice has been served. They'll be like, really? I thought we hated bad calls. Nope, they just hate that the Chiefs are winning too much. That's the reality of it. Because like that's how you could really test someone, Fernando, is if you'd be like, so if the Chiefs lose on like you said, a Rams like level penalty, like they just shove Xavier Worthy to the ground and like, or like they just kneecap Patrick Mahomes in like the first play of the game. I'm talking like helmet to the back of the knee and just no flag, no penalty, no like second thing. And the reality is they would say, oh, good, they deserved it. I'm glad they didn't get a flag. Fuck them. And I could be like, and then once again, like we've known, like we've been able to do all our lives, Fernando, as Patriots fans, be like, what about that bad call? Oh, you guys deserve the bad calls. Again, once again, proving that it's okay for bad calls to happen in football, so long as it affects the team that you want to lose. Again, people aren't against the bad calls and bad officiating. They just hate that the Chiefs are winning football games. The bad refereeing has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you, I like can almost promise you that situation. But again, maybe if people are hyper consistent, they go, no, that's kind of bullshit. The Chiefs lost on a bad call like that. I'd be like, proved me wrong. No, it's literally the same shit with the Patriots. Like remember how do you know how Chiefs fans try to like paint what Chris Jones did at the end of during that game? They're like, dude. He barely tapped Brady on the head. He smacked him in the helmet. You know how fucking stupid that is? Just like genuinely how dumb of a play that was by Mr. Chris Jones. Why would you touch a quarterback's head? Why would you move your hand anywhere near a quarterback's head on like third down? By the way, it's literally like if you touch it's literally like in the rules, you can't make contact with a helmet. They will 100% of the time call that penalty. And it's like, and like they were pissed. They were like, this is not a fucking call. That's not a penalty. Or like Chris Jones was lined up halfway over the football. And they're like, dude, they like negated a Chris Jones swatted pass. I'm like, yeah, no wonder he swatted the pass. Look how far he's off sides. They're like, dude, Patriots get every fucking call. I don't believe it. And it's like, do you hear yourself right now? These are objectively the right calls. And now Chiefs, unironically, after bitching about that, have to defend the fact that, oh yeah, you guys are getting the objectively right calls. Doesn't it suck that no one gives a fuck? Remember what you said to the Patriots? I remember what Chiefs fans were saying about this. You want to see you want to see what an about face is? Here we go. Check this shit out. 2019. I'm going to try my hardest not to be negative. There were so many chances to win this game. This is the game I'm talking about where they lined up off sides and smacked Brady in the head like literally hit Brady in the head, which is against all the rules. You can't beat the refs and the Patriots. I'm heartbroken. You want to know the tweet he is this responding to? The least knowledgeable football fan you know right now is complaining about the refs. Take a moment and appreciate that you're not one of them. He's getting this viewed very hard, by the way. See, it's not, again, he was wrong. He's correct here. However, he's retarded here. Yeah, there's a hilarity to this entire situation. Chiefs fans are involved in it too. These people are just as guilty. They just hated the Patriots winning, so they blame the referees. You know who Rob never blames? I don't blame the rest for the Chiefs dynasty. You know who I blame for the Chiefs dynasty? Fucking Andy Reid. Mahomes, Harrison Butker, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones. That one like kind of vague raced corner they got. That's not Trent McDuffie, but it is Trent McDuffie and the other guy, the safety they got. like Sorensen, I think his name is. Yeah, that guy. He's like a crucial piece of that. Steve Spagnuolo, like that's the reason they're winning all these Super Bowls. It has like nothing to do with the refs. You know what I mean? Like you'd be hard pressed to prove that to me. In fact, they won this regular season game because of the officials. It's like I don't give a fuck. Oh, if they had lost that game, they would have been 14-3. Yeah, they definitely wouldn't have made the playoffs. I don't even think they have to worry about that till like 11 loses. I think they could have won 11 games this year and still won the division pretty easily, at least by a game. Probably 5, maybe 6. I don't know if he gets to 7. The big issue for Mahomes is a lot of what's around him is going to retire before he can hit 8 Super Bowl rings. I don't know if Andy Reid has another 4 years of coaching, Kelsey another 4 years of playing. I don't really know if Chris Jones has another 4 years. I don't even know if Mahomes wants to play an extended career like Brady did. I've never really gotten the vibe from him that his career is about longevity. I've always gotten the vibe from Mahomes that I think once his kids, I feel like, hit a certain age, he is out. He feels very, very family oriented in a way that Brady really wasn't. Mahomes has been with like the same chick since he was like 15 years old and shit. I don't know. So I do wonder if he's got a shorter football life than someone like Tom, who was just kind of like, this is just what I do. I can't not play football. Where I don't know, Mahomes has a ton of extra like outside money, and I don't know what his plans are. It really depends, because if he chases like 20 years, there's a good shot he breaks it. But again, that kind of depends on who his next coach is after Andy, because Andy's like 68 years old. And I'm not even trying to be like silly with the age. I feel like he's quite older guy. He's not exactly a this is like Andy's second run, like serious run with a team of like multiple years, like almost decades with the teams. 66. Yeah, and he's not healthy. Been coaching for like 46 fucking years, it seems like. And I'm not kidding. I'm pretty close. Like 40 years of coaching. Oh, 100%. He has weird health weight related issues. If he lost a lot of weight and went on like Ozempic or something, he could probably squeeze out another like 5 years of coaching. But there's also like other things in his life that complicate things, right? He lost one of his sons very unfortunately to a drug addiction. One of his other son has an addiction issue with alcohol that is very tragic. I think he might be out of jail finally for that. After that first Chiefs Super Bowl. Yeah, he's got like a turbulent family life that's never great for like stress and long-term health concerns. And I think other than that, though, I think his life is pretty good. I think he's, I don't know. Again, the health issues are the crazy part. Again, he needs to stop eating cheeseburgers and shit. Or at least, making them like triple deckers or whatever the fuck that guy's doing. Hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. You really do have to wonder what they look like post Andy Reid. Because again, is this a hot take? Yeah, but how tall is he? Isn't he like 6'8"? Like fucking like he's like, to be fair, about 305. Isn't he like a massive human being though? Oh. Oh, he's shrunk. What's up, Jake? I didn't realize he was kind of stout. Eesh. That's never good. Yeah, he gotta chill, bro. He's like bigger than Trump, and Trump don't look. Yeah. But is this a kind of a hot take about like I've been cooking up some theories on coaching lately, and I'm probably incorrect. I'm probably just like, hey, we have 8 likes. Hey, if you haven't dropped likes yet, consider doing so. We might get this stream up to the all 10 whole likes. That'd be impressive with this stream. Had Mahomes gone to a different teams, I don't think we have Patrick Mahomes. And I say that knowing that I can point to quarterbacks who like do the same thing he does, and they're just not very good. Like, how much different is Carson Wentz than Patrick Mahomes, really? I mean, like, the reality is, like, Wentz is a little bit more accurate with the football. Kind of a wash on arm strength. Wentz is a lot more athletic than Mahomes. Again, there's like a weird similarity to the way they play football and like the style of quarterback that they are. Even I think they came out of the same draft class or very close. Might have been the year before he came out than Mahomes. But again, these are two very, very similar style quarterbacks. And the only major difference here is one had Andy Reid and one had Doug Peterson. And it's like, well, we see how this turned out. Because again, I feel like raw, like both coming into the NFL, you have kind of a similar guy. Really good, pretty solid athlete, pretty mobile, even though Carson's a little bit more mobile. Mahomes maybe can throw it a little bit further and has more pure arm power, but Wentz was definitely a better thrower of the football than Mahomes, and still probably is. The one issue people always kind of have with Wentz is more of like a hero ball guy. Like that's kind of his thing. Whereas Mahomes used to have that like hero ball tendency to just shoot it down the field, which is, where Mahomes used to throw the picks, where he used to have where I used to talk a lot of shit and be like, he can't even read defenses. And everyone used to be like, Rob, why do you hate on Mahomes so much? I'm like, I've literally never said a hateful thing about Patrick Mahomes other than making fun of his voice sometimes. It was very clear to see he just didn't know what he was doing out there, which it makes it even more impressive what he was doing. But it was very evident to anyone who's like has experience with like the quarterback position. It's like, oh, he has no idea what they're doing out there. He's just like, there's an open guy. Andy Reid's scheme wins again. Yeah, I wouldn't trust an article like that says some shit like that. That sounds like a wild statement to make about someone that he eats 4 cheeseburgers a day. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Mahomes. But again, and then the funniest part was after that his first Super Bowl when they asked him about like what's a crazy can you get any better? He's like, I think he literally almost verbatim said, what's crazy is I can't even read defenses yet. And I was just like it had been like a year-long thing with my entire like the entire chat. Young Ven was there. A whole bunch of people were hating on me, telling me I was stupid, that I was just hating and I was just jealous of Brady's replacement. I was like, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm good for him. My problem is he can't read defenses. And once you people realize he's just chucking it down the field, it'll be very funny. And then like everybody kind of went, oh shit, he just said he can't read defenses. How the hell did Rob know? It's like, yeah, because when you just throw it at the first open guy, I don't know, that's pretty evident. When you look around the field like this, I don't know what this was. I remember when he used to do this though. Like, what are you seeing that fast? Nothing. He was just out there with vibes and a good feeling about where to put it. Fernando, you probably, if you got older and you went back and watched 2019 Mahomes, you would immediately see that shit too. Especially if you're still like fucking around and playing football at all. Like you could like immediately identify things that would be like, oh, he's not going through any reads. There's no like I don't know what they call it where you're at. There's no like speed route check. There's no go. There's no check down route. There's no like you know what I mean, like just basic reads of a defense. Oh, is there an open? Can I throw it deep? Nope. Is there a go route or is there a speed route? Nope. I guess I have to check it down. You know what I mean? Like even like the most basic read, Mahomes would just be like, and then just be like, "Where's Mahomes? All right, Kelsey's not open, and there's Tyreek Hill. Fucking like 70-yard bombs consistently like that. It was very funny. He's still really utilizing on defense. So one of the interesting things with Mahomes is he has no real answer for too high safety. His response has basically just been like, we're just going to throw it behind the line of scrimmage. Fuck them. And that's him and Andy Reid's response to too high safety. I don't think Andy Reid can figure that shit out. And I think it's because he's too old. Because the Lions pick apart too high safety. Like you can't sit in two safeties with you can't do that with Detroit. It's an impossible defense to play. And I think it's because Kansas City cannot figure out the running back position. They keep taking shitty running backs. It's just like, smart teams use too high safety against them. They, most teams have converted to starting to play too high safety against them. But the problem is they just start screening you to death when you do that. They just screen it to Kelsey. They'll screen it to fucking the running back. They'll screen it to Worthy. And then you stop doing it, and that's when Mahomes takes his shots on you. The Colts play them particularly well, and Mike Vrabel plays Mahomes extremely well. They don't work, like his shit doesn't work against Mike Vrabel for whatever weird reason. And if you don't believe me, with Ryan Tannehill and like Marcus Mariota and shit, he outscored Mahomes 44-23 in 2 games. He beat him like 20. I think Mahomes' worst game in pro football was against the Tennessee Titans. A blowout, like 21-3 loss. And then they beat the Titans like 20-17 in the next game. It was like that. It was like and I remember we were all very shocked when the Titans beat the Titans. Yeah, it was again Ryan Tannehill beat him fucking 20-3, 21-3. It was quite literally the funniest way I've ever seen the Chiefs lose a football game. Or what were it was something like it broke down to a combined like 44-23 with Ryan Tannehill as the starting quarterback for the Titans. Which is really why I'm surprised nobody from the NFC or AFC West tried to get fucking Mike Vrabel. Oh, he wanted the Patriots job, so never mind. Chargers were probably like, God damn it, we could really use that guy. And everyone's just like, no, we don't. Nobody wants to fucking be a part of this. You know what you know what the funniest feeling is? Kind of like a pause. I feel like the Commanders' success the year after they got rid of Dan Snyder would happen for the Chargers if they got rid of their current ownership group. They're donating Super Bowl tickets so people will actually go to the fucking Super Bowl this year. The Super Bowl ticket prices are like way down this year. The demand wasn't as high. It's not as good as it has been. I think this is about to be a very, very poorly viewed Super Bowl, which is also another good reason why people like, you know how the WWE can generally like rig itself so it's always getting like optimal like results, getting like the best possible matches, because like they have this ability to kind of like see what the fans want and then kind of react to that and kind of like keep their own story in mind and kind of edit it based on fans. Like why why would the NFL, if it was rigging games, rig the worst fucking thing? Like, nobody wanted to see this shit. Like, if they thought, if they say it's for views and ratings that they're rigging it, there is no reason why the Detroit Lions would not be playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Didn't the Lions like break like almost every goddamn primetime record for viewership this year when they played in one of these games? Like, it was constantly like, oh, and the Lions, no, it'd be Kansas City, Detroit. That would draw the most eyes. Kansas City draws a huge audience, and Detroit had the most average viewers this year, at like 23 million a game for the majority of the game. By the way, like Detroit was like, they overcame the Cowboys this year. You know how hard it is to overcome the fucking Dallas Cowboys? The Chiefs don't do it. The fucking Patriots never really did it. Actually, Patriots did do it, but like -3%. But yeah, but you see, like, you know what I mean, Fernando? Why would they want less people watching their product? No, if the NFL was rigging it, it would literally be like, number one, Kansas City wouldn't be a dynasty. They'd still suck. They'd have never did Kansas City as a team. Holy shit, a team from Missouri? Yeah, for what reason? No, the NFC would be the Dallas Cowboys playing, I don't fucking know, the Jets. That's how it would be rigged up. Maybe the Steelers would be getting in there. Maybe it'd be a Cowboys-Steelers Super Bowl this year. Two of the most popular teams in league history. Every fucking year almost. Like, with an occasional storyline of an underdog winning. Like, they're like the New York City, both New York City teams being bad is evidence against the league being rigged, unfortunately. Because there's no planet, there's no rigged thing where you'd have the two, your biggest market, the biggest market in the world in fucking New York, just have nothing. Like, the best team is in Buffalo, New York. Nah, that's not a thing. Let's see, Tom Brady would have never happened. There'd be no Patrick Mahomes if it was rigged. Aaron Rodgers would be a multi-time Super Bowl winner. It would have gone Peyton Manning, then to Aaron Rodgers. And we'd be ending the Aaron Rodgers era. So the Packers probably would be up in the Super Bowl picture too. This could be Rodgers' last Super Bowl this year. If the NFL was rigging it, that's what this last year would be. It'd be the last Super Bowl for Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. Can Aaron get 7? And pass Peyton Manning 6? What kind of fuck ass shit do we think are? You know the league that had been calling Peyton Manning the sheriff since he was like 12. Yeah, they definitely did not want it. Again, if there's evidence of anything, the NFL manipulates its media and tries to change things following the year. The way the NFL changes its rules after a season is indicative of a league that does not rig itself. That is a league trying to change things after, because they're like, God damn it. Like, Bill Belichick going out there and fucking with their rules, and then them passing like 6 Bill Belichick rules to stop the Patriots from fucking with their rules. That's how much more evidence you need a league isn't rigged. They can't stop that man till after the fucking season ends. Like, there is nothing they could do when he started doing that timeout bullshit. And then they made Vrabel do it to him in the playoffs, and they fucking banned that shit. Like, you know what I mean? When a guy can just come through with like impunity and just start violating the rules because he read the book and like there's a weird loophole, that shit is so unrigged. Because like, if it's rigged, they just stop him from doing that. They'll be like, hey, you never do that again. And be like, sorry, you can't stop me from doing that. And they couldn't. And that's why like the Patriots are like this weird glitch that proves the league isn't rigged. Everything about that team, I could be like, and there's no way that the league based in New York City would let the Boston fucking team become the best team in the league. You mean the NFL, who's like full of guys who played for the fucking Jets and the Giants, and like the NFL media that's full of former Jets players and Giants players? Those guys aren't going to just like big up the Boston team and rig it. Also, the craziest thing is the belief that a team like the Lions, who have been existent since the 1800s, would just kind of be like, yeah, we'll be bad for our entire existence. We'll have one dynasty, the legal change, cool, and then we're going to be dog shit for all of it. What? Yep, we're just going to be one of the worst. We don't even want a chance to be in a Super Bowl. Don't even let us get one. It's like, what's your payoff? We don't want a payoff. What, you guys like want a dynasty like we give in Kansas City? Nope. Just fuck us the entire way through too. Like, really fuck us. Like, make people hate your officials by fucking us so hard. Make it so like people use the basis that the league is rigged solely kind of based on evidence with the Detroit Lions. That's how the Lions have unfortunately been. By the way, if you haven't dropped a like yet, consider doing so. We're trying to hit about 10 likes. I'm going to go for an hour tonight. So we've got like another 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to get out of here. I've had a very long day. Hey, we might even hit 30 whole views on this stream. That's pretty good. Might be a 50 whole view by the time it's all finished. That'd be pretty good. Pretty good stream. But to recap, the 55-10 Super Bowl is 100% the worst of all time. That shit sucked. That's kind of the agreement I think we all sort of came to very early on in the stream that, yeah, it's 100% that one. It's very hard to top something like that. That's some dog shit. 55-10. Like, why the other team even play? Again, so when you say the Patriots played the worst Super Bowl of all time versus the Rams, it's like, are we sure about that? Common sense is debunked, but tell me what straight face as someone like Antonio Brown. Yeah, like Antonio Brown, Lawrence Taylor smoking crack and shit just never revealed it. There isn't one singular disgruntled employee of the league that has revealed it. Like everyone who's been fired or hired by the league is like John Gruden, who got completely fucked by pro football. Like, didn't reveal it. Just like, oh, well. Had his whole life ruined by the NFL, decided just not to fuck him over and not reveal that. There's never been a leak that this shit's fucking rigged. Like, WWE fired the wrong guy once, and he was like, yeah, this is how the whole thing is fucking rigged. Here's a documentary about how they do it. And that was that. The WWE was like, yeah, we script it. Fucking, I guess that's over with. Again, it was like one guy got fired and he got really fucking pissed about it. And then he just revealed the whole business. That would have happened. And by the way, it was like a very credible source that did that too. Plus, like, they've been blowing their cover anyway. But also, if it is rigged, I don't even really care. I'm gonna still watch the shit and pretend like it's not, just like I do pro wrestling. If I know it's rigged, I'm gonna go get a job writing for the NFL, and fuck, I'm changing pro football as you guys know it. I'll change that shit. Be like, guess who's back on top? I'm gonna fucking use my writing degree for good. You know how many Lions Patriots Super Bowls we'll be getting? Oh man, I'd join right up in that writer's room. I cook up fucking gas, dude. I'd be scripting fucking plays and shit. Be like, all right, they're gonna call this play and this play in this game, week fucking 7. So that way, when they run this in the Super Bowl, everyone remembers it. They go, oh. Years ago during COVID, there was some practice squad player who was like claimed the NFL rigged, and everyone flamed him, and he would, oh, that like David Cross or like David Long guy. Yeah, I know. I was gonna bring him up and be like, there's been one guy in the NFL's storied history, maybe two, who have claimed the league is rigged. This guy was cut from the Cowboys practice squad and seems very fat and angry about what had happened, about being cut from the NFL. He was very fat about it. That was the big thing that I remember. He was just being a big old fatty. By the way, if you haven't dropped a like yet, consider doing so. Helps our stream out. Gets us to that 10 whole like It gets us to 10 whole likes, but I doubt we'll hit that number. Not live. Well, I appreciate everyone who hung out tonight. It was a fun little stream. You know, such is life. Such is life. I'm sure I could stay live for several hours and accumulate about 100 views, but I don't really give a fuck about that. At this point in the year, who really gives a shit? We'll be back into baseball here in a couple weeks. We just got to get through the dead period. I hate February so much on this channel. My channel basically is every February. We go down to like fucking 4 people who watch this shit. And then once baseball starts, we boom back up into the 20s every year. Fucking every year in February. My channel just goes through a fucking death. Don't know why. It's literally, there's nothing I can do about this. I don't even get views on my picks video anymore. That shit's like 150 or some shit. It's just like, psh, I don't know, brother. I'm telling you, it's people don't give a shit about this Super Bowl. They've checked out on the season already. It's a very interesting situation. Yeah, I wish there was more people here chanting football. I don't know what happened. But, oh well. A big thing also is like the majority of my audience kind of like a little too old. I don't know. I think just don't know. With it being the Super Bowl and I don't know. I think football is just very oversaturated. I'm not really too sure. I'm kind of seeing if there's any big news. I know Jalen Carter's dealing with the illness. He should be fine. Yeah, no, I don't like Super Bowls outside. You should always be in a dome. Especially that game. All right, everyone. Well, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming out, hanging out. It's a fun little stream. That's about it for me. And hopefully people enjoyed. We'll be live again tomorrow. We're going to be covering the NFL Awards show, so that'll be fun. Kind of a usual stream around here. Hopefully people tune in and all that. But if not, you know, whatever. All right, I'll see you when I can. All right. See you guys tomorrow. As always, it's go Lions, go Tigers, and of course, it's always go Patriots. Have a good rest of your night, and peace.